I just thought it'd be easier if I just film everything for you and then I can send you a link through of the video, which you'll obviously be looking at now, so you've got the link. So I'm just going to show you some glute exercises, and again it's balance as well, so you're going to be using your perineum, but not as much as you would with a band, because I don't really want to load it that much at the moment. So you're going to stand on your left leg, so your affected leg. You're going to have a soft knee, but straight, so you should look something like that. So not locked back, just a nice soft but straight knee. And then from there, your hands are going to come onto your hips, so you can make sure that you don't like collapse onto that left hip. So you're going to grow tall through the left hip. You're going to bring your right leg up and then bring it back down again, and then repeat. And I know this looks easy, but after a while, you're going to start to feel a little bit of a burn around the lateral side of your hip and down into your leg. Now, of course, I want you to feed back to me if you get any swelling or real pain in your perineum, which is more than kind of a working pain. Good. So we're going to do 3 more of these. Now, if you need to touch down in between each one, you can. Okay, so now don't put that foot down if you can help it. Without leaning to the left, you're going to take your right leg out to the side. And you should be able to feel that left leg working quite hard to keep you nice and steady. Keep going. Your leg's probably starting to burn by now. Well, hopefully not in your perineum. My glute med's starting to tire. We're going to do 1 more, don't lean, grow nice and tall, and then you're going to come up with that knee, the right knee, and then out. So you're going to alternate between the two now, just to keep those postural muscles guessing a little bit. Good. So you should really be able to feel it now in your left leg, working quite hard. Try and relax your toes. Good. You're going to do 1 more. So 1 more up, and 1 more to the side, and then stop. So probably about 10 of each should get that muscle firing a little bit more. Right, so our next exercise is a Romanian deadlift, single leg. So like I said earlier on the video call, you can use a weight, but I want you to start steady and see if you get any adverse reaction to your leg. So you're going to start weightless to begin with. Again, soft but straight left knee. You're going to hinge forward, your hands are going to go down, and you're going to hinge forward at the hips. Keep your chest nice and open and looking forwards, and then come back to the start position again, and then again. So try to make sure it's one movement, and that you don't end up bending down and then putting the leg out. So it should be one movement. And again, so you're going to aim to do 8 to 10 of these, as long as your perineum are feeling okay and everything else in your lower leg is. Now, if you want to use a weight, if you know you haven't got any adverse reaction to this after a couple of days, hold the weight, a dumbbell, in your right hand, and it will come down. On all of these, as you come back up, try and think about your glute muscle squeezing to bring you up, so it's always that side that's working. Okay? Right, the last glute exercise then. I'm going to come down into lying, just so you can see. So it's like a glute bridge, but we're going to work on stability around your hips. So the aim of this is not to let your hips drop from side to side. So you're going to come up into what you would normally call like a glute bridge. Without this without your hip dropping, so your right hip needs to stay nice and high, you're going to lift your right leg up and then bring it back down. And then you're going to go again. So it's this left leg that you're working, and you're going to aim to do between 4 and 6 of these on this left side. So you can see that my right leg is not like coming up here, it's just coming parallel to the other thigh, and my hip should not be dropping. Now let me just show you a bad example of this. I'll just show you this direction. So this is what it should look like, which is what I've just been doing. Hips are staying nice and level, Hips are staying nice and high on each one. It shouldn't look like this. Okay, so you need to stay nice and high. Okay, so you can do a couple of sets of those. Right, the next thing then is your roller. So with your roller, it's going to be on the outside of your leg. Now you don't want to go too low, so you don't want to go down to your malleolus, and you don't want to go over the head of your fibula. So anywhere from here to here is fine, not over any bony areas. So I like to have this leg in front, just so I can put a little bit of weight through it. And then you're just going to roll up and down the side of that leg until you find some areas that aren't very nice. Now I know my peroneus longus isn't very happy at the moment because of double unders. So I found a little spot there and I'm going to stay on it. And I'm going to wait for it to dissipate. When it has dissipated, I'm just going to move ever so slightly until I feel it come back on. And that's what you're going to do up and down the muscle. Now, if you get to the point where you haven't got any painful spots really, just to help to reduce the tension in the fascia, you're going to find that spot that you don't like, and then you're going to invert your foot. So you can see my left foot, I've just kind of turned in. And then I'm going to turn it back to neutral, and then I'm going to turn it back in. So that puts a bit more stretch on that muscle and the fascia. And again, you'll do that on each of those not very nice spots on that peronei. And that's basically what I want you to start with. So releasing off this muscle can be quite difficult. So you can get your fingers in yourself into the side. I mean, I can feel a horrible trigger point there, but it is quite hard to then keep the pressure on. You can have a go at manually doing it, but it is quite hard to keep that pressure on yourself. And that's what I want you to start with, those 4 things that I've just shown you, and then let me know how you get on.